What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for the final part of this reunion of Married to Medicine Season 4, Reunion Part 2. And it starts off with them going over the shady shit that they say about each other, either in the confessionals or to each other's face. Down to Mariah talking about Simone teeth. Bitch, Dr. Heavenly. We'll get on that shit. Because, see, I can't stand Dr. Heavenly for the simple fact that that bitch can be so fucking funny, but then she could be so fucking trifling in the same time. Like, oh my God, I'd be like, okay, that's my bitch right there. Then I'd be like, why the fuck would you say some shit like that? I can't stand a bitch that make me feel that way. I don't know whether to dislike you or like you or just say, fuck it. God damn it, I'm neutral, you know? But when they started it off, the first thing that they said was, how come Mariah always going in on Quad, like her shade seems the hardest and all that stuff. And even when they showed the stuff about Quad and saying, take the makeup off and all this stuff, you'll look like Mr. Potato Head. Quad took it in stride. You know, I don't even, if her feelings was hurt or whatever, she wasn't finna give Mariah the satisfaction of showing that. And Quad said the same thing, and everybody else said the same thing that I've been saying in this whole thing, you know, for you Mariah stans who like to be in defense of her because, you know, oh my God, Mariah makes the show. What the fuck does she make? I mean, they came back for a whole new season without Mariah, okay? And I'm saying this season. They came back third season without Mariah, alright? So they can hold a season on their own and all that shit, but if Mariah do comes back next season, please come back with a real storyline. Allow her to film her actual life. We was in her house maybe one or twice, and both of those times, either she was talking about a issue happened with Janice and Dr. Heavenly, and then the other time she was talking about Quad. Her and Aiden was talking about Quad. It's like, oh my God, they saying, why is it that you always talking about Quad? Quad said, bitch, I ain't got nothing to give you, okay? I don't give a shit. It is what it is. And the fact of the matter is, damn near every scene that Mariah was in, she was talking about Quad or she was throwing shade at somebody. It was not productive or anything like that. We didn't see her doing nothing like doing some charity work or whatever. At least the other girls, they throw shade. They talk shit about each other, but they was doing some shit. Minus her and Toya. Let me stop playing because y'all know Toya got shit to do. Okay. You know, but moving on from that. Mariah felt as though it's a double standard. How come when they throw shade, I can't throw shade back? It's not a fucking double standard. It's not a double standard. I don't see the double standard. I mean, you throw it, they throw it back. So what it is? I mean, it is what it is. She didn't think that it was harsh shade or whatever. A viewer thought that, but they weren't saying that it was harsh or whatever. So they were just like, okay, whatever. Then all of a sudden Dr. Heavenly was like, let's get on Simone, let's get on them teeth. Let's get on Simone teeth. You said Simone looked like a bunny rabbit and all this shit, bitch. I said, Dr. Heavenly, if you don't shut your ass up, because the shit made me laugh. I said, I know she about to be messy. Because, you know, Mariah and her do not like each other at this point, and it's very evident, it's very clear. And here go Mariah. Bitch, you a fucking dentist, okay? You got an overbite and an underbite, bitch. What you talking about? She said, bitch, you got plaque on your teeth, so what the fuck you talking about? I said, y'all gotta stop this bullshit. Y'all gotta stop this bullshit. And next thing you know, once again, they going back and forth, and here come Heavenly again saying, yo mama, bitch, ask your mama. Andy was like, we ain't talking about nobody mamas, okay? No mamas tonight. I said, oh my God, that's the part that I dislike about Heavenly, that she goes straight to the mamas and stuff. Like, come to a better clap back. Don't let that just be your only clap back yet. That first comeback, clap back, or whatever. Saying yo mama, I feel like that's so played. You know, that's so fucking played. Your ugly ass mama. Child, we only saw Miss Lucy once, okay? And she was, Miss Lucy had a stroke. All right, come on now, Dr. Heavenly, damn. But anyway, then her and Jackie got into it. Not necessarily got into it, but Mariah tried to explain that Jackie throws little shots or whatever in different ways. And, Jackie said, I be trying to say stuff to you, but you not smart enough to take it. Bitch. I said, see, Jackie, that's what the fuck she talking about. You threw that little smart, intelligent ass shade, and that you be sitting here like, did she just fucking shade me? She didn't cuss me out, shade, but she shaded me in a way that just kind of went over my head. But then again, I caught it when I got home. That bitch just shaded me. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I like me. Dr. Jackie will forever always be my favorite on here, and that's because I known of her. Out of all the girls, she was the only one that I knew of, and she was the reason why I started watching this show. If I didn't know her, 9 out of 10 I know of her, bitch, I wouldn't be watching Married to Medicine. To be honest, okay, I would never start it. But so they trying to school each other on the shade thing and seeing whether or not they're gonna be really friends and cool and all that stuff. And uh, is it because Mariah said that quote about you not being a mother and knowing what a real mother or some shit like that. She was like, "Girl, no, I don't hold grudges because if I held grudges, I wouldn't be on this stage sitting right here by her." I was like, "All right, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Jackie, she can be a little passive aggressive, but I don't give a fuck." But and somebody gonna be like, well, if she can do that, why you gotta go in on this bitch? Cause that's who I like, okay? And I can have who I like, just who you have, who you like, and I can have my goddamn opinion, okay? There the fuck you go. You will deal. Anyway, we don't know these people. Y'all get so hype over these people's lives. Like y'all really fucking know these people. I will never, ever stand out for a fucking reality TV show personality. I ain't even gonna call him no star bitch, okay? But anyway, they moved on from that shit. Toya had to ask Mariah, "Are you really here trying to be friends with people?" She was like, "Well, some of y'all." I said, "You know what? You know that your relationship is rocky with some of the girls, and it's like at this point, just let it go." Because they even discussed the relationship with the situation that she was trying to figure out, fix her relationship with Simone, and she was talking about how Simone was saying, she just feels as though every time something come up, I always choose somebody else's side. I don't ever have her side, and the only time that I didn't have her side, or whatever, is when we was with Quad. It was that Quad situation. So just because you don't like somebody don't mean that I gotta not like them. That ain't how the world works. That's what it seems like Simone is thinking, and I'm on the same fucking page. And it's not because I don't give a shit about Mariah, but I've always been that way. Just because you don't like somebody, if they did shit to me and they ain't really do that much to you, bitch, leave me the fuck out of it. And if I cool with them, I'm gonna be cool with them. We just not gonna discuss your ass. Point simple as that. So the husband comes on, okay, and when everybody gets situated, child Dr. Darren, when he was like, "Hey Darren, how you doing?" Darren was like, I'm doing good. And before we get started, let me just say this. Andy, I want to thank you. Thank you. First of all, I'm not gay. And the fact of the matter is, I appreciate you for standing up for me the way that you did, because that's exactly the reason why I was not around the way that I supposed to be around, because of all these people up here want to judge and say this and all this stuff. So I appreciate you taking up for me earlier. I was like, you had to make it a point that you're not gay. You couldn't even wait till we bring that shit up. That was last year news. We know you. Well, they know you. We know. We're gonna say we know you're not gay. Okay. We just know you a hoe. You put it out there that you was a hoe at one point. So hey, it is what it is. They start talking about the couples and the things that they go through. Whether or not they was gonna make it, and making jokes and going about Aiden and his dancing. When the girls came up in there, did that stripping shit, how they reacted, all that stuff. Curtis was there at this reunion. Was he there at the last reunion? I don't think so. But either way, they go through the couples thing montage, and then they ended it on Dr. Jackie and Curtis. And basically, Curtis feel as though you have to have a certain amount of desire for the relationship that you do, for your work and all this stuff. And basically, your marriage should come first. That's what I was getting from it. Okay. And things shouldn't really matter why you're doing all this stuff for things instead of not just for your marriage and all that. And like I understand Curtis' grievances, and I understand his issues with the relationship, but you have to understand, you are a high school basketball coach. 9 out of 10, you probably work from various hours during the day, during the school day, probably a couple of hours afterwards, and then you can come home and you don't have shit else to do. Okay? Dr. Jackie is on hold, on call all the fucking time. Okay? But she was a doctor when you got married to her. So you knew what the activities would have been. You knew how the schedule would have gone. And, so for you to get in your feelings now because you want to slow down, that's it's a complicated thing because I can see both sides and I understand both sides, and sometimes it just feels as though he's not trying to be understanding to her, and when she works a lot, I just feel like she just over his bullshit, so she's trying to get away from him, and he was like, oh, what the fuck was she saying? Dr. Jackie was like, because Andy had asked Eugene how he feel about the situation. He was like, I'm a doctor. I go to work, and you feel like Superman to your patients and stuff like that. Not realizing, and also thinking in the back of your head that you doing all this and putting all this work in at work, but your wife or your kids and stuff, they're at home and you're not able to be there when you want to be there. And Cecil trying to put in there saying that you have to have the passion for the same passion for your marriage. But Dr. Jackie did make a good point saying that it's a double standard. It's a double standard that a man can go to be a doctor or go out and be the breadwinner and provide for the family and do all this stuff, and he's looked upon in a very favorable light. But then when a woman does that, she's looked down upon, unless she talking about herself too, but in general, this has been the topic of discussion, and it has been a double standard. And Curtis, you can sit there and say that it's not a double standard, or I don't know if you was really referring to what's going on in your situation. You don't feel like it's a double standard that's going on, but in general, it has been a double standard. That's why women's out here trying to get women's rights and stuff like that. They want to be seen equal. They want to be paid equal. They want to be respected equally in their marriage. Okay, why is it that I have to? This is not the 1950s. I don't need to stay home. I can go out and work and have a family at the same time. And then it was like, she do all this stuff to try to help people, and she's needed by a lot of people. And she's, to be quite honest, I feel like Dr. Jackie is kind of, spreading herself thin a little bit, but she's handling it. Okay. And the thing is this. They said, the reason why Dr. Jackie do all this stuff is because she's trying to fill the void of not having a child. And I said, well, good goddamn. Maybe, Curtis. Maybe. Did you ever think about this? Maybe if you would have just went on ahead and said yes and really thought about the pros of having Dr. Jackie y'all going ahead and adopting a child, maybe she would have been home more. I'm just saying, things probably would have been a whole lot different. We wouldn't be on here going through this shit. But, it's such, I don't like really talking about the shit because it's such a fucked up situation, because I can literally see both sides. And I really don't know where to fit. Like, I'm in the middle and I can agree with both sides of it. So they asked what is the status of their relationship for Dr. Jackie and Curtis said basically they're still working on stuff. He seeming like he willing to work it out. Dr. Jackie was seeming like she was ready to throw the towel in, because she said if I'm not making him happy, he should be with somebody who want to make him happy. I said, girl, what you trying to say? Y'all finna get a divorce, bitch? Bitch, Dr. Jackie, you come back next season and let me find out y'all filing up the signing divorce paper, because you didn't send that shit out. That's the way it's gonna go. I swear. Don't, like Heavenly said. And I love the fact that the whole cast, they was like, no, don't do that, Y'all need to stick this out. Y'all need to find each other again. And like Heavenly was saying, you get to being married with somebody for like 20 plus years, you're gonna have some bad years. You're gonna have some bad days. It's just up to y'all to figure that shit out, and hopefully that you can get over that hump. That's what marriage is. I was like, see, God damn it, bitch. Heavenly, God fucking damn. She be there, then she takes it away, then she'll be right there again. I'll be like, you right. But moving on from that, they go on to the Mariah and Quad situation, and Aiden and Eugene's situation with the birthday party, and not Eugene. Is his name Dr. Greg? His birthday party, and asked Aiden and Greg how they felt about it. Greg was just like, well, with the situation that was going on, he just felt just like Quad that, they shouldn't be there so it can calm the stuff down, and they were made aware of it. Aiden, he wasn't on the same page, but they was like, well, he throwing, Mariah said the shit went too far, whatever, with leaving the gas money and all that shit. Quiet trying to say it wasn't shade. That was very much shade, baby. And let me just tell you this, Mariah, nobody feels sorry for you for coming out there, because it's not like Quad did not tell y'all that y'all were not invited. You took it upon yourself to come on down there. So that's you. You better be glad somebody gave you, because bitch, I wouldn't have gave you shit. You took it upon yourself to come down here. I told you in the message that you weren't gonna come down here, that you were I reneged your own. Your invitation has been rescinded. Okay, no, it's null and void right about now. It's not happening. But you wanted to bring yourself on down here and make a fool of yourself, and that was on you. Okay, moving on from that, child. Why they get on Dr. Darren? So Darren, Darren and Lisa, your relationship has been the topic of discussion for the past 2 years, and they go through this little montage. We want to hear, Darren, you wasn't here last season, so for the reunion, so let's give you the floor to talk and say what you need to say and get off your chest. Thank you very much for that. But like you said, I just really want to come up here and I just want to say, first of all, I am not gay. I've never been with a man. I never kissed a man. I never touched a man. I never had him touch my asshole. I never had a man's mouth on my dingling. Nothing. I've never done anything like that. So, for the simple fact that everyone keeps making these jokes and allegations and stuff like that, trying to use it as a slur, you should be offended. That's how I was feeling. I was feeling as though you should be offended as a gay man, because I feel that's some type of discrimination. Because no. Listen to me. If Andy would have came at me and said that black ass man right there, that would have been like a racist thing, And I was like, okay, Darren, I'm feeling what you saying. But see, here's where shit got fucked up for me. Toya popped up and said, bitch, let me say something. First of all, let's backtrack a little bit. He was like, so I wasn't offended because I'm not gay. He has to keep on saying that he's not gay. I'm not gay, but I was offended for people like you and the other people, 45 million plus people that are in the LGBT. Quad said Q, okay, LGBTQ. Questionable. I said, bitch, it's queer. That's what I was always told. Lesbian, bisexual, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer. Okay? God damn it, bitch. If you gonna come in and invert your opinion about something, let it be correct, all right? God damn it. You be around these people long enough, you should know what the fuck the shit stands for. Anyway, here comes Toya ass. This is what Toya had me fucked up for a second. We wasn't trying to say that shit as an insult. It was more so being. But I said, bitch, stop right there, because you did put that out there as an insult. When you was going at Lisa, you was trying to do that shit to make it hurt her, to say with your gay ass husband. That's not funny. That's not nothing, and it's tired. Okay, it's fucking tired. If the man said he not gay, he not fucking gay. Leave it the fuck alone. I don't call him gay. I call him a hoe. Okay, before somebody try to get down in the comments and correct me, bitch, I call him a hoe. I don't call the motherfucker gay. You say you're not gay, you're not gay. But even if he was gay, to keep on throwing it up in there, gay ass husband, gay ass this, gay ass that is kind of insulting a little bit. All right, so the fuck what? If he's gay or not, why the fuck he cares? Okay, you don't know what the fuck is going on in their relationship, so leave it the fuck alone. I said, Toya, you gotta be out your goddamn mind to say some shit like that. Girl, really? And that's the thing that I have with some of these women on this reality shows, especially on Bravo. They have pocket gays. They use gays like accessories. And they use the language, yes, bitch, my Judy's, my this, my that, yes. But then all of a sudden you want to use being gay as a negative, yo, your gay ass with this. Like, no, it don't work that fucking way. Like, come the fuck on, I hate that shit. And that has been happening. To come to Darren's defense, for once, because a lot of the shit that's going on in their relationship, Darren brought that shit on himself because of his own action, okay? So I don't really feel sorry for him at all, nor do I feel sorry for Lisa. So, at the end of the day, Darren feels attacked, like he's been attacked and all that stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, once again, everything that you done, your actions, that's what's giving these people ammunition to say something. Granted, Why are they so involved in your marriage? I really don't understand that either. But you can't dictate whether or not somebody gonna say something or not, or what they can say or not about your relationship when you put it out there on national TV. And therefore, that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen, because it's not just them judging you. It's all of us sitting here watching this show judging you and saying stuff. Okay. Um. He put out that girl when Lisa Nicole and then was trying to say no. He was like, y'all attack me, attack my marriage, and attack me, and calling me gay. Bitch, Simone said, first of all, what you talking about? No, he said, you haven't attacked me. You haven't said nothing. She said, bitch, I haven't said nothing about your marriage. I haven't said nothing about your sexuality. I haven't said shit about anything about you, bitch. Okay? He said, no, you haven't said nothing, but Cecil did. Cecil was sitting there like, bitch, what? I looked up like, Cecil? He said, because Cecil at one point said, we don't know whether or not Darren is a cheater or not, or a liar or not. That's not necessarily an attack in my book, okay? Like Simone said, that's a fucking fact, because we don't fucking know. And he only said it one time. To me, when I say attack, it's like somebody that keep digging and digging and digging. That's what like Toya was doing. That's what like Dr. Heavenly was doing. And then for Dr. Heavenly to say, don't nobody give a damn about y'all marriage. We don't want to know nothing about your shit. Bitch, you the main one that was going at the girl. Because at one point, Lisa Nicole was like, I don't give a fuck what's going on. What's going on in my marriage is what's going on in my marriage. I'm tired of y'all saying shit and all this stuff. Bitch, they whole was like, Quad was like, what? Who you talking to? I didn't say nothing about you, sweetie. I didn't say nothing. Oh, when she was calling Darren dog. Quiet, you was wrong for that, okay? If the man is up here professing the fact that he is not gay. See, there you go. Another, take the gay stuff, doll and all that stuff. You want to call this man a dog. You can't go around saying certain things to certain people, okay? You have to be mindful. And he said stop calling him that, and you steady fucking calling him that, okay? So I was here for Darren telling Gregory, tell your wife to fucking stop, all right? Because you need to fucking stop, all right? And Andy even had to get on her ass and say that was fucking rude, okay? When Lisa tried to go in on them, which I kind of agree, okay, it's your marriage at this point. We why everybody voicing their opinion, but you put it out there for the opinion to be voiced, so you have to be prepared for that. And Dr. Simone was like, let me tell you something, because I don't know who you looking at. I said she mostly was really talking. She said those over on that area. I said, no, bitch, you talking to Toya, okay? Because Quad really didn't say nothing, nor Simone said nothing, but Simone said, bitch, when Darren was talking about something in his marriage, I've been married for 10 years and all this shit. Bitch, and you said you was cheating for 5. You was only faithful for 5. I said, you know what? You better go in, Simone. He gonna say a Freudian slip and all that shit. You know what? You had these slip-ups these whole episode, this whole season. You said you broke your arm playing basketball to the guys. Then you said to your wife that it was working over there at the hospital. You said a whole bunch of shit. You don't want her. You hope that the pregnancy happens. Then you say you don't. Then Lisa, she went and got in his ass too and said, what you need to do is stop fucking embarrassing me. That's what you need to stop doing. Don't tell me one thing and then go over here and tell them something else. I said, for once, you stood the fuck up and I was here for Lisa. I was actually proud of her for cussing her man out. That's what the fuck you do, bitch. They discussed Simone's father passing and her trip going down to find him, and she said she knew when she went down to Memphis that she wasn't trying to find him alive, that she knew she was just trying to look for the body and get closure. That's what it was. So, and how the girls connected it with the fact that they lost their fathers and, shit like that. It was very sad. Choir was choking back tears. Mariah was choking back tears. And see, right after that, then it goes into, Mariah and Quad and all that stuff. And Quad had to make it sure and known and clear to Mariah, girl, I don't care to come around you. I don't care if you come around. I did not turn none of these women against you. They had their own issues, with each other, that with you or whatever. And I said, that's what it is. And see, that's what it is with Mariah. You can say all the stuff that Quad probably did with you, probably used you, did all that stuff, but you can't own up to your part in the whole debacle, okay? And that's why I still haunting and so heavy on you. That's why I keep on coming up and until you understand that part and admit that you had a little something to do with it, no matter how big or small. you won't ever get over, okay? Y'all not gonna be friends again, all right? And if you do become friends again, it ain't coming real quick. It's gonna be a long, long way out, okay? Then they talk about parties and stuff, and who would you invite to a party? Child, Dr. Heavenly said everybody except Mariah. Mariah and Lisa. But then after that, they talked about Jackie's lookbook and her getting pissed off or whatever. She said, bitch, because I wanted to do this shit. We supposed to be breast friends, and, you know, the shit was expensive and y'all fucked the shit up. So, of course, I'm going to be mad. And then, you know, they talked about the status of the relationship between Dr. Heavenly and Lisa. And, you know, are they frenemies or breast friends? And Dr. Heavenly basically said, she didn't know all the shit that was going on with Lisa Nicole, so she wouldn't have said some of the stuff that she did. But then again, Lisa did tell her to stop, but she couldn't stop because it was too funny to her, because she couldn't understand the fact that this beautiful, successful woman is letting all this shit happen. But when something like that happens, when a person tell you to leave them the fuck alone, just leave them the fuck alone, okay? Heavily, all right, let them figure that shit out, all right? You're not judging jury up in this bitch. Stay out her marriage, okay? And, you know, Lisa feels as though at one point she hopes that they can get back to being friends or whatever. And that's basically what that was. And Quad even noticed that, you know, when she talks about Lisa, well, heavily, she tears up and, you know, she gets shaky in her voice, and they gonna wind up being cool again, probably by next season, child. And they ended it with Andy telling them to say something nice about each other, and they did. Whatever. This season was cute. I actually liked it. Oh yeah, so I was on Twitter and I put that out there. Is it queer or questionable? Most people said it's just queer, and then a few did say questioning. So she said questionable. That y'all said questioning. So I guess it's either or. But bitch, I ain't never heard questioning. It's always been queer to me. So, you know, y'all tell me how y'all feeling, which one y'all say it is. Peace.